What's going on, y'all? Welcome back to another episode of Verse Us with Eric Nixick. He is Eric Nixick. I am Randy Fainrich, and this is Verse Us. Verse Us is presented by MyBookie.ag. At MyBookie, you bet, you win, they pay. Head to MyBookie.ag, use code VSUSPOD for a bonus on your first deposit. And today we are recapping UFC 315, which just happened in Montreal this past weekend. Little bit of a shocker. In the main event, a little bit of bewildering main event. It's kind of weird how Belal fought and all that. And we'll dive into it. But first and foremost, just overall thoughts on the event on Saturday.
I missed one on the MyBookie parlay.
Oh, you know what? That's the actual main story here. It's not Belal and Jack. It's not the main card. It's you going 4 for 5, being scorching hot on your picks.
4 out of 5 is still I'm missing the last shot.
That's all right. If they didn't parlay it, they're still up.
Last kicker,
you know what I mean?
The last kick in the game, baby.
If they didn't parlay it,
Scott Norwood right now.
They're up. You actually, technically, went 8 out of 9.
Right. Because
you said inside the distance on some, by decision on some. Yeah. You know what I mean? Yes. So actually, you're like 8 out of 9.
Thank you.
Which is like a 90-some% clip.
Not bad.
But yeah, thoughts on the card overall? What'd you think of it?
I liked it. I thought it was a pretty entertaining card. I kind of got caught up on the Radke Malott card or a fight. I saw Jasmine as well.
Jasmine Riceless.
Fucking killer, bro.
She is, dude.
Yeah, she's a killer. Went out, did her thing. Had her actually by submission, and that was a couple of the guys I saw had that picked, and I was like, I like that play.
Yeah.
So smart play. She went in there and did her job, got her out of there right away. Malott and Radke was a great fight, man.
Yeah.
Those two were entertaining. And I think Malott was just a little cleaner on both of them, kind of throwing hooks at the same time. Mm-hmm. And Malott caught him and then was able to get him out of there.
Did you see that overhead view of the ground and pound he landed to finish the fight? Oh, bro.
Good stuff.
Because sometimes UFC will catch those really good. Bro, he sent dude to the shadow realm.
Fuck.
Like Radke was still there when he got knocked down.
Yeah.
And I think it was a left that came down that caught him, and you saw his head bounce.
Yeah.
And then he just hit him it almost reminded me of remember when DC knocked out Stipe and he hit him with the pop off the, that's what it reminded me of.
Yeah, it was a good stoppage.
Yeah.
I think Radke's tough as hell. And I think it was a great fight from Malott too. Just a really good all around fight. I was kind of excited to see that matchup. And then what was the main card first fight was
Saint Denis and the late replacement, right? Wasn't Prepolec?
Yeah, very late replacement.
Yeah,
bro.
A couple days or a week,
which is great. Like, he got him into the show. And his striking actually looked pretty good when he was throwing. Like, I kind of like that mentality where it's like, I got nothing to lose. I'm going to fucking go at this guy.
Is he a natural featherwite? Because he looked small.
I would venture to guess he's a natural
BSD.
featherweight, just being able to take that fight on short notice.
Yeah.
So I would have thought Saint Denis would get him out of there a little earlier than what he did. I think he was hunting for, I believe it was the head arm choke in the first round, and then was able to get it in the second round.
Yeah.
But it's a weird situation, I think, when you're on those short notice types of fights where it's like, this guy's got nothing to lose. Mm-hmm. I got everything to lose. I can't fuck this up. Mm-hmm. And especially coming off of 2 losses in a row. He lost to Poirier, lost to Moicano, and now you're coming in versus a short notice guy that you should beat the shit out of, right? And you should get him out of there, sort of scenario. He did look a little tight and a little nervous to me in the first round, and then I think he was like, fuck it, let's go, and then he got the guy out of there in round 2.
Yeah, I always thought that, like, even when I worked there, I was like, the short notice guy, even though it's short notice, like, I feel like in a fight, your instincts kind of take over anyway. Like, you can watch a little bit of film and whatnot here and there, but like your instincts take over. But like, B, you have nothing to lose, especially in that case. Like, you were in the UFC, you got cut, you get your chance to come back. Like, what is there to lose? Like, go fight your ass off.
Yeah, 100%.
And for the guy like Saint Denis who's accepting the fight, that's where the risk is, right? You could lose to an unranked guy on 5 days' notice. Everybody's, gonna write you off if you do that. So
it's a win-win for that guy. I mean, I remember, like, I think wasn't it Alex Hernandez who fought Benil on short notice, knocked him out, right? And it was like his debut, and it was like, you can just skyrocket your career right away off of some crazy short notice win.
Yeah,
I think D-Rod even did that, if I remember correctly.
Well, dude, if I remember correctly too, Brandon Moreno, coming off the Ultimate Fighter, lost 3 in a row, got cut, took a short notice against Luis Smolka in Portland. I was at that fight.
Wow, yeah.
He won that. And Smolka was like top 10 at the time, top 8.
Right.
And that's when he went on his tear and went to the title.
Yeah. I just think it's important for people to understand that sometimes that opportunity comes, and I've seen that quite a bit where guys were not physically and or mentally prepared for that short notice call, and they pass it up, and dude, they never get that call again. You're like, fuck, man. You got to be ready to go. Yeah. But in this situation, you know, hopefully this guy now gets at least another opportunity. He's going to get for sure. Depending on how he looks, you know, if he doesn't do well, they'll cut him. Yeah. But maybe he gets another 2-3 fights in the UFC because of this opportunity he took.
Yeah. 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 You can't say no in those situations if you're Prepolec or any of the other guys or girls. Speaking of girls, Natalia Silva and Alexa Grasso, dude, she's good.
Bro.
She is good.
Yeah.
Like, I had seen her fight before. I wasn't too familiar. She's awesome.
Oh yeah.
She's really good.
I don't think a lot of people have seen her fight because I think most of her fights have been at the Apex.
Yeah.
And this was her coming out party.
Yeah.
I've seen a lot of people that were gassing Grasso because she was a huge underdog. And I'm like, you haven't seen this girl fight yet.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, this girl is a fucking demon.
And I heard on the broadcast, her last loss was to Marina Rodriguez, I believe, in Brazil, outside of the UFC. And that loss brought her to 6-5.
Wow.
And now she is 19-5.
Wow.
So she hasn't lost since that fight. I think that's what the broadcast said. Well, I'm not mistaken.
You can tell.
Yeah.
Because she is
good. Dude, she's
bro.
a badass. I'm going to look it up right now.
Yeah, and fun to watch.
Yeah.
You know, I watched the fights with Jimmy Spikuza, and Jimmy was just even saying, he's like, man, to be able to move backwards like that and be able to strike with such accuracy.
Yeah, her loss was to Marina in 2017 by decision. That brought her to 6-5.
Yeah. And
since then, she has won 13 in a row.
And quality wins, too. Like, she hasn't win over Jasmine.
Yeah. Yeah.
Andrea Lee
Araujo, who was thought to be the next one at one point. Jessica Andrade,
former champ,
Alexa Grasso, and Jazz Davicius,
and a former champion, Alexa Grasso.
Yep, and a former champion, Andrade. Yep, exactly.
So yeah, beautiful performance. I think that was her coming out party.
Yeah,
the mainstream people were like, you know, holy shit, look at this girl. And man, she was good. She just kept eating her up with that fei check hook.
Yeah,
getting Grasso to pressure in, which I understand. Like Grasso, she had to start pressuring in. She had no choice.
Yeah.
She was getting picked apart.
Yeah.
She's like, fuck it, I got to make a move. And then every time she came rushing in, peeled off that hook, landed beautifully, never really kept her back on the cage. When she did, she had the answer for that. I was impressed, man.
Yeah. Yeah. When Grasso started shooting toward the end of the second round, I think, I was like, okay, yeah, this is over. Yeah. Because she's not known.
So what? Valentina next for her? It's got to be, right?
Well, I was gonna ask you. Do you think she's a little too small for flyweight, or do you think she's the right size? Because I felt like when I look at Valentina, she looks like a flyweight.
Sure.
You know, she's like thick, muscular. Like Natalia kind of looked, just a little small.
I think she has it in her trunk.
Yeah, maybe.
In her legs and her butt,
in her ass.
Like she looked like she had weight.
That's
to
true.
her.
That's a good point.
You know, but also the thing that I was impressed with was she was able to keep that same movement for 15 minutes straight, right?
Yeah.
Now and maybe they don't rush her. Maybe they give her a 5-round main event.
Yeah.
To see how she does in that fight. Maybe she gets to fight
Fiorot.
Yeah, somebody like that. And but again, like, who else do you have in line to fight Valentina?
The only fight, I mean, I guess you could do Rose because they used to train together.
Rose is booked.
Is she booked?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay.
Miranda Maverick.
Oh, okay.
That's in Atlanta.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Well, that was an option, not anymore. Yeah, her or weili, which is a fight that's been talked about for a while.
Yeah.
Weili comes up and
fights Valentina.
But weili, I don't know what it is with the female weight classes right now, but it doesn't feel like there's activity at all. At least with the champions, I should say. There's a lot of female fights, but weili, Valentina, and bantamweight's been all kind of
Well,
crazy,
I know they're going to have a fight in China in August. So if you're going to have weili fight, you got to have her fight out there.
Yeah, but I mean, when was her last fight?
What's up, guys? Partner up with Nevin Eyewear. Premium shades without the premium price tag. Head to nevin.eyewear.com where you can buy one set of shades, get 2 free.
Tatiana in February. So you're not going to fight again until August. Again, 6-7 month layoff. It's like,
but if you're trying to build that China market.
Yeah. I mean, that's where she won the title.
Right.
Yeah.
I just don't see how you have a fight in China and not have weili on there.
Well, I mean, we've seen this though before,
yeah.
right? Like they go to certain markets and don't have the, you know what I mean? It's like, what are we?
We're gonna go to South Africa and have not DDP.
Yeah, you know what I mean? Like, yeah, it's weird. But quick story on, I don't know if I told this on this show before, but Jessica Andrade is the champion, gets booked against Weili, fights in Shenzhen, right? So we go to China, and I think Weili, if I'm not mistaken, was just coming off of Danielle Taylor fight. It wasn't like a big name at that time. You know what I mean? And so everybody is like, Andrade is going to like kill her. Like Andrade is a grappler. A puncher.
Right.
She hits hard, blah, 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 this and that.
She does hit hard.
And yeah. And I'm like, okay, like, and again, I'm not thinking Weili is like this world beater. Like she's good, but you know, I think it's going to be a good fight, whatever. We're at open workouts. It's in a mall in China. And you know, like if you've been in Abu Dhabi open workouts, they do it in the mall.
Yeah,
A lot of shit echoes, right?
Sure.
So Weili gets up there and she starts hitting pads. And she is
gunshot going off.
I thought Francis was hitting pads. I was like, this girl is going to fucking kill Jessica Andrade. Like I guess for whatever reason, watching her fight, it didn't come across like she was hitting these pads, dude. And I was like, holy fucking shit. Like this girl is a beast. And then Andrade gets up there, she starts hitting and stuff. And I'm like, yeah, this girl's dead. Like there's no way
smoked her.
Andrade wins this fight. And then, she went in there and knocked her out in the first round. And
you know who I had like same thing was Jermaine Dramedy.
Oh, yeah?
And I was
she fought who?
No. I was on the other side of the gym by the cages.
Okay.
This is back when we had the boxing rings.
At XC. Okay.
And I heard this fucking crack. And I thought it was Ray Sefo hitting pads with Sean Tompkins.
And it was Jermaine.
Jermaine was hitting pads with Sean Tompkins. And I was like, who the fuck is that,
dude?
And she was just blasting kicks.
Yeah.
I swear to God, I thought it was Ray. I was like, oh, Sefo's over here hitting pads. Let's say what's up.
Yeah.
I look around and it was Jermaine just fucking ripping this.
So some of these, and like, okay, maybe it didn't sound like Francis, but it sounded like a full-grown man smashing pads. And like, I just remember being like, dude, this girl has no chance. Jessica has no chance. Like, no way. And that was one of the louder crowds I think I've ever worked, was that when she won. Really? It was fucking loud. And that arena was crazy, bro. It was a ice hockey, I don't know if it was like the China Olympic team, but it was an ice hockey arena. And so the walk to the octagon was wet. No, it started leaking through. So like they're walking to the octagon and it's like puddles. Yes. It was the craziest shit ever, bro. It was so wild. But yeah, Weili, Valentina, Natalia. I feel like you want to build Natalia up a little more. Because again, that was her coming out party. Like, people need to see her maybe one or two more times.
Put her in a 5-rounder.
Definitely. Yeah. You know, definitely. I don't know what Erin Blanchfield's doing, but maybe
she might be booked.
Yeah, maybe those two but she was probably the most impressive to me on the whole card.
100%.
You know what I mean? Like, you expect Valentina and Manon and Jack and Belal and Aiemann and those guys to do their thing, but she was probably the most impressive for sure.
Macy Barber and Erin Blanchfield.
Oh, okay.
So that's booked.
Yeah, so maybe the winner of that fights Valentina too. That could be a fight. Probably a boring fight, but a fight that Valentina could have. I think she beats both of them. But yeah, anyway, I was very impressed with Natalia Silva.
Me too.
And then next fight was, I hate to see it. Hate to even say it.
Come on, bro.
Jose, my boy, the GOAT, gets almost finished.
Yeah.
After almost finishing Zahabi, but loses a decision to Zahabi. Do you think the right guy got the nod? Because it was a close.
Man, I don't know.
That third round is so weird. That's why MMA is weird
so
too. Because
he had two knockdowns.
Yeah. Aldo was whooping him for the first 2.5 minutes, and Zahabi was whooping him for the last 2.5 minutes. So how do you not do a draw?
Well, I don't know. I mean, I think you could really sit there and make an argument for both guys, right?
Yeah.
So I was trying to go over through my head the 3 Ds, the damage, duration, and dominance, right? Like, well, who had what, and who did one have more of the 3 Ds
than the other? Yeah.
Than the other. I would say duration was Zahabi in round 3.
Mm-hmm.
Dominance would probably be Zahabi.
Yeah, and damage definitely. Because he cut him open.
But I mean, think about the damage that Aldo inflicted in the beginning of round 3.
Yeah.
Bro, I don't know how Zahabi survived that kick to the fucking head.
When he was getting back up? Yeah.
Dude.
He went like this.
I'm like, oh my God. And I'm like, good on the ref for staying on top of it, for allowing that to continue, because, you know, it would have been kind of a shit stoppage in retrospect, right? Yeah. But, I mean, I also wouldn't have faulted anybody for stopping the fight after that kick to the face. Yeah. You know?
Yeah, definitely.
It's just always amazing to me when you think about, like, the situation you could be in with a particular ref. Like, I always think about Gray Maynard when he had Edgar on fucking skates. Yeah. And then, you know, I think it was Yves Levine was the ref. Like, could you imagine if it was somebody else? No one would have faulted any ref to stop that fight. For stopping that, yeah. You know what I mean? And just think about the butterfly effect of why it changes careers. Yeah. You know? So.
Yeah. I hate to see that. I wish Aldo would have never. I think Megan said it last week. Like, when you retire, you should stay retired. Sure. I feel the same way. I wish he would have never come back. He didn't need to come back. You only hurt your legacy by coming back. You know what I mean?
The weight cut thing was I ended up picking Zahabi on the picks, and mainly, like, I thought it was going to be a close fight. I was surprised the odds were in favor of Aldo
as much as they were.
As were. Yeah. But when I saw him having to change the weight to a new weight, and I'm like, dude, this is a bad sign for me. You know, and I'm like, I'm gonna take Zahabi in this one. And I don't think I'm not peacocking like, oh, look, I told you it was gonna be a wash. Yeah. If you told me, like, I watched that fight, Aldo could have very easily won.
You could have made a case for him, for sure.
100%.
Yeah, definitely.
He could have won round 1 and 2. And he looked so good in round 1.
Yeah, he did.
He looked so good.
He almost looked like he was, like, playing with his food. Like, he was like, this dude has nothing for me.
Bro, did you see how, like, his eyes were just fucking locked in, too? Yes. Like, Aldo looked good in round 1.
Did you get that, like, vibe where he was just like, this dude has nothing for me?
We all noticed it right away. Like, he looked, like, disrespected.
Exactly.
You know, I'm like, fuck you. Like, I'm going to smash this dude. You know?
Do you think, and Aldo's had cardio issues for a while. Like, not always, because he's done 5-rounders for years. But the last few fights, I feel like you could see he's getting tired, whatever. But do you think that has an effect on his cardio? Like, almost being so locked in and, like, because he looked amped. Like, he looked like he wanted to throw the haymaker. Like,
I mean, definitely, you're like, you're not breathing through your punches. Yeah. You're not scheduling your break, if you will. Like, you're just tense and tight the whole time.
And he had big misses, too, which I feel like take a lot out of you.
Yeah, definitely. I can definitely see that. The other thing, too, that, like, I've talked to Brad at length about with this is, like, you know, Aldo over the years has noticeably gone away from his low kicks. Yeah. And I think that is something due to age because of damage to your legs. Yeah. Like, I don't think his feet or his shins are what they used to be. I mean, think about that, dude.
I mean, he threw, like, what, one body kick and then the head kick when Aiemann was getting back up.
He landed a couple low kicks, but not to the clip of what we've seen him do historically. But he's gotten away with this.
That second Edgar fight.
Oh, bro.
The first Faber fight.
Like, that even, like, you know, it was just a difference. I remember Florian too, right? When he fought Kenny, like
Kenny Florian.
You know, but that was you knew when you were fighting Jose Aldo that your legs are you're going to go heading out in a wheelchair or crutches. Yeah. And I think over time, due to the offensive damage of him throwing that so frequently his entire career, I think he has a hard time throwing those kicks.
Yeah. Yeah, good point. I remember Brad saying that too, just based off of longevity alone and how long he's been throwing that at that intensity too, and, like, you know, full force. Yeah. I hope he stays retired. He said he was going to retire. Then I saw a tweet. He was like, "That may have been my last time." I'm like, dude,
just hang it up, homie.
Bro. You're literally one of the GOATs. Like, please do not. We don't need you to fight, bro. Zahabi, on the other hand, you know, his UFC career got off to, like, kind of a shaky start. You know, he went 1-2 in his first 3 fights. He's won 6 in a row now. What do you think should be next for him?
I mean, and dude, and some real quality wins too. I mean, Javid's a quality win, Pedro Munoz, and now Aldo. I mean, I think
even Turkios, they were kind of like hyping him up in the beginning. Fighter.
Yeah.
And he washed him out. So,
you know, I would like to see him like a Ricky Simone.
Yeah, he called for Chito Vera. In the fight.
That's a great.
After the fight.
I don't hate that.
Yeah,
I don't hate that.
Yeah, two guys going in different directions. Yeah, for sure. But could be fun.
Good call out.
Yeah,
you know?
Definitely.
Yeah, I don't mind that fight at all.
I love Chito too, man.
I think too, the one that I would like to see, because he just came off a really impressive win, is I would like to see them test Montel Jackson a little bit more.
Yeah.
That kid's a fucking savage, bro.
Yeah.
He's a big 135er with power, can grapple. You know, I know he's ranked now. I think it's Zahabi and Montel, somebody along those lines.
Yeah.
Put him
That's
on a
a good
5-round fight of the night.
Yeah. Yeah, because that's another guy that under the radar. Like, you're waiting for his, like, welcome to the show moment, you know, a breakout moment.
Yeah.
But yeah, he's on like a 5-fight win streak too.
Yeah.
That's a good one.
Ricky Simone in that mix too.
Yeah.
You know, good win off of Javid, his last fight up in Seattle. I think there's a lot of parity in the bantamweight division, but some really good fresh matchups you can make right now.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm interested to see what they do with Zahabi next. I think Cheeto's a good call out
yeah,
for sure. Who else is in that top 10? Peter Yan. Yeah, can you pull it up, Vic? Peter Yan.
Pull it up, Jamie. Poor man's Jamie.
Umar. Oh, Figueiredo. Aiemann and Figueiredo would be fun too.
Yeah.
I think that's a good fight.
Yeah. It's not a bad one.
That's probably a bigger step up, but still.
Short turnaround too for both guys.
Yeah.
I mean, not turnaround, but they both fought recently.
GSP was in his corner too.
I seen that. That was cool.
He wasn't in his corner for the last fight, huh? Was this new?
I don't know. I'm not sure. That was cool though.
That's going to be a fun fight too. Morales and Burns this weekend.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. All right, where are we at? Bantamweight. Yeah, Jan Song Yadong. Okay. Rob Font. Mario Bautista. Get the fuck out of here, bro.
So Aldo was 11. What was Zahabi, 15? Scroll down a little bit. Yeah.
Yeah.
There you go.
There you go, Montel Jackson. There's your
matchup.
But that's
right there.
I feel like that's two guys.
But now, do you take Zahabi and put him at 11? Like, how does that work?
Dude, I think all this shit is made up.
Like, how does that work?
This shit doesn't make any sense.
Now, Font is training with Zahabi at TriStar.
Oh, he is?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, he left Massachusetts, huh?
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
Yep.
Okay. So maybe you do Montel and Font and Zahabi and Cheeto.
I like it.
I like both of those.
Yeah,
I like both of those. Okay. Let's keep this pulled up because we'll go to the women's flyweight. Unless you have any other thoughts on Aiemann and Aldo. Aldo, please stay retired, bro. Please.
Yeah, come on, man.
Yeah, flyweight. Valentina and Manon Fiorot. What'd you make of the fight overall? Just kind of early thoughts.
I loved it, bro. I was entertained, but I was like, oh, Valentina's going to fucking walk through this girl after round one.
Yeah.
And then Manon came out and made some great adjustments.
Really great adjustments.
Great adjustments. Offensive wrestled, which I was surprised. Yeah, close fight.
She's big, dude.
Dude, she's big.
She is big. I did not realize how she could fight at bantamweight, I think.
Yeah, I was texting with Dean Thomas during the fight, and when Manon came in the corner after round one, it was her nose. I knew she had nose damage, but the way the blood was coming out, it was like she kind of took her mouthpiece out, and I thought her teeth were split. And I was like, damn, I think she might have broke her jaw the way the blood was coming out. And and then when she put her mouthpiece back in, you can tell she wasn't like closing her mouth all the way.
Yeah,
I might have been wrong, but I was.
What Dean say? Did you ask him?
I was like, does it look like her jaw's broken? And he's like, I can't really tell either.
Yeah,
you know. But I thought like after round one, I thought Manon got her jaw broke.
Yeah, yeah. She. That's one of them cases where she lost, but her stock rose.
Sure.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, I thought she looked amazing. It's because after round one, I'm with you. I was like,
bro,
that's a wrap.
Get dog
like,
walked.
she's too inexperienced.
Even after the way the round ended when Valentina took her down and was able to stay topside half and just kind of beat her up. Now looking back at now, I'm saying it, it's like the round's already kind of foregone. Like you're just gonna let it. Like there's no reason for you to make a route to get up to give a choke away. So maybe that was more of Manon just saying, hey man, I already lost this round. I'm conceding it. I got 4 more to go.
Yeah.
So now speaking about it out loud, maybe that was what she was kind of doing anyway in that position.
Yeah.
But when Valentina took her down and was just able to kind of do what she wanted on the ground on top, I was like, fuck, she's gonna go right back to the takedown again. Yeah. You know?
Yeah, and the offensive wrestling surprised me.
Me too.
I think it surprised Valentina too.
Yeah,
a little bit.
I thought it was great. I was excited to see the Southpaw versus Southpaw matchup.
Yeah, what'd you think of just how it played out?
I think you kind of saw some more pull counters from Valentina. right? Like she was kind of trying to time the pull counter, which she was doing great.
Yeah.
And then I think as the fight started to go on, Manon was catching her with the pull counter to the same side high.
Yeah.
So she would throw what the side she was pulling off of and was kicking behind it.
Yeah.
Was adding shit on. I was like, oh, smart, good adjustment, you know? So yeah, it was fun to watch.
Yeah, it was.
I scored it for Valentina. That's how I had it.
I was going to say, did you think the right person won?
I felt like she did. Yeah, I felt like she did.
Me too. It was close though.
Yeah.
I think you could probably make a case for Manon. But I did think Valentina.
Yeah.
I did think Valentina won it. That's a fight I'll watch back again for sure. If and when they run it back. What do you think for Manon? I know we mentioned Natalia Silva earlier. Do you think that makes sense as a fight for her? Because
now
Manon, Macy and Aaron are matched up.
Yeah.
Rose and who'd you say?
Rose is fighting
Miranda
Maverick.
Andrade just lost.
Jasmine won beautifully.
You think she can make that jump? Jasmine all the way up to either Manon or Natalia? Well, Natalia already fought her and beat her, right?
Yeah, Natalia already fought her and beat her. That was her first fight in the UFC.
Damn.
But I mean, look, like Jasmine's looked incredible since then as well. So I don't know. Now, it's an interesting position that Mick is in because it's like, do you want to...
Does Mick do women's flyweight?
I think so. Yeah, I think so. I think that's maybe the fight you make is Natalia and Manon in the main event.
Yeah.
Or you're gonna give her a title shot.
Yeah.
I just don't know how you haven't seen this girl in a 5-round main event yet. I think that's kind of where you want to see her first.
Yeah.
But you also don't want to ruin the luster of what she did the last time out. Like she's probably, in my opinion, next to JDM, the most impressive fighter on the card.
Natalia? Or, yeah, definitely. Well, Valentina just fought, and it's May. You said China in August? June, July. Might be a quick turnaround for Valentina, but Valentina weili in China sounds good to me.
Yeah.
I like that.
Yeah, that'd be good.
And then Manon and Natalia. Yeah, fun fight. But let's talk about the main event. Our boy Belal.
Yep.
Listening to Twitter too much. Tried to show off the Canelo hands, and by the time he got to his wrestling, I think it was just a little too late.
Yeah. Your thoughts on the fight? Have you talked to Belal?
Yeah, I talked to him yesterday. I just wrote him, "Love you, bro." You know, thinking about you. I you know, your phone's
much
gonna
you
be
could say.
Yeah, your phone's gonna be blowing up when you win, and obviously, I just wanted to let him know, like, love you, brother. Absolute war last night. Let me know if you need anything. He said, "Thank you, bro. Love you too." You know, talked to him the morning of the fight, just my thoughts on what I would think JDM's game plan would have been, sort of thing. I don't know, but yeah, I see what you're saying too about even Dean wrote me. He's like, man, I hope that, you know, Belal wasn't listening to the critics.
He definitely was.
Took him out of his game a little bit.
I don't understand these guys. Like, dude, the fans are not paying you.
Yeah.
UFC can say whatever they want.
Right.
As long as you win,
Keep that
they
pay-per-view.
can't do shit.
Yep.
People don't remember Dana was calling Usman boring as fuck on his rise to the title. Like, boring as fuck.
Mm-hmm.
He beat Woodley in a dominant fashion, and then he started coming around.
Yep.
And then Usman kept doing the same style, and then had those wars with Colby and knocked out Masvidal, and then it took him to the next level. But he never got away from who he was.
Sure.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And you guys cannot. I'm nobody. Don't listen to me. But you got to stop listening to fucking Twitter. That's for sure. Like, fuck these guys, bro. You have an advantage.
Yeah.
Go use your advantage. And I'm not saying that Jack wouldn't have fought off a bunch of takedowns. Maybe he would have. But the way you fought and pressured Leon, like, you need that. You got to have that kind of pressure.
It's a great point, and it was a great balance of both. Meaning, Belal didn't pressure wrestle like he did against Leon. And I also think Jack did a very good job of keeping his frames, meaning he never allowed Belal to get in chest to chest. He always had redirects and frames. There was a wedge between him and the takedown. And I think a lot of that can be discouraging for a guy who's trying to make an entrance or a fit in. And it's like, oh, it's really not there, so I'm just going to disconnect and retry later on.
Yeah.
Whereas to me,
Belal did a better job of keeping the cage versus Leon, using the cage as pressure and rerouting his first shot to fit into something different. Double leg into high crotch, things like that. He chained together more. Whereas in this fight, it felt like when he made an entrance, that was the only entrance. He was going to chain wrestle.
Yeah.
I think you kind of needed to chain wrestle a little bit more if that was your game plan. It might not have been. I don't know.
Yeah.
It might have been, I'm going to show fit in to break off and try to make him feel like we're going to wrestle to add in my strikes. But as the fight started to maybe feel like it was getting away from him, that's when you saw him really go after the takedowns.
Yeah.
And I mean, dude, I had it 2-2 going into 5.
Yeah.
I did. Yeah. And then 2-2 going into 5. When he scored the takedown, Belal had topside half guard. And in my mind, I'm like, just stay there.
Yep.
Stay there. Don't even fucking. And then I'll have to go back and watch, but I'm pretty sure Jack just went fucking C-cup into the armpit and almost just lifted him right off. And then that was it. I know that one reversal he did against Gilbert, he kind of cage walked and Granby'd out and made a scramble. So, and I felt like he went to that again later on down the line.
Yeah.
But Belal, it's just one of those like dogfight positions in round 5. It's like whoever can win the spot's probably going to win the fight.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't know, man. This stuff just makes me upset because I'm like, dude, you could have done it. The one thing I did think of as I was watching the fight was what Joe Benavidez said last week about the entries Belal had against Leon, he wouldn't be able to necessarily do against Jack because Jack was a better boxer.
Sure.
Leon is a better kickboxer.
Sure.
So once you get past kickboxing range, you can do those takedowns, whereas with Jack, you have to be more careful.
Mm-hmm.
And, part of me was thinking, oh, is this why Bilal's not, shooting over and over? Obviously, Jack had great framing and like you said and stuff like that. But just
he did
perplexed.
a good job of varying his lead leg. Like in round 1, he was a little bit more orthodox. I think as the fight continued, he was kind of switching off the southpaw. He was doing shake steps and slides. And what I mean by that is it's hard to get a read as a wrestler where the guy's lead leg is at.
Yeah.
So it's like, okay, one segment he's orthodox. Okay, I'm gonna go for the single. Okay, now he's drop stepped into southpaw. Now my single leg needs to go over here, or my double leg needs to run over to this.
Yeah.
So it can be a confusing element, especially if the guy's constantly moving. But I'd say definitely the body work in the beginning by JDM was very, very smart. We talked about that.
Yeah.
The winner of the body work is going to help negate the takedowns and show that level or try to stop that level change. And he did that. He did that early on. And like I was writing Belal the morning of the fight. I was like, if I'm fighting against you, the only way that I can get to your cardio is to hit you to your body. Right? Like you got great withstanding cardio. It's like I got to crack you to your body to try to take some of that away. And I think JDM did a really good job of that early on and forced Belal maybe into entrances that he wasn't comfortable with, you know? So hats off to JDM, man. I think he fought smart. I think he fought great and did just enough to win the fight, you know?
Yeah, his boxing looked good too. It looked crispy. Belal, man, he's got a fucking chin. We knew that, but God damn, man. I saw a clip on Twitter earlier today, or was it yesterday, of this like combo that probably puts 99% of the welterweight roster out.
Fucking tooth flying out.
Yeah, I mean, dude, that lip split was
gnarly,
brutal,
fucking gnarly.
Couldn't even look at that. By the way, I'm just looking at this right now. Jack's run to the title, and I'm not saying this to shit on him, but like arguably like very maybe the least impressive, right? His last 5 fights: Danny Roberts, Randy Brown, Basil Hafez, Kevin Holland, Gilbert Burns, and then the title. Not that those guys aren't good, but like typically you see a little bit more of like top 10 matchups in there.
Sure.
Surprised he was able to perform that well with not maybe the hardest schedule.
No, because I think it's kind of been a slow burn for him, and I think the more and more he's gaining confidence throughout. But again, styles make the matchups. The one that really jumps off the page to me is the Basel kid.
Yeah.
If you remember that fight, Basel took him down and held him down. I actually thought he won that fight.
Yeah.
Me personally.
Yeah.
So, but again, we talk about this all the time. What are guys doing behind the scenes to improve? Yeah. He's shown that. He went out and hired Craig Jones. I'm going to improve my grappling.
Has Craig Jones figured out Dagestani wrestling? Because Volk
Yeah.
was incredible against Islam, and now Jack against Belal. And I'm sure there's another one I'm probably thinking
He's
of.
figured out for now,
Yeah.
right? Like this should be constantly moving pieces, right?
Yeah.
Like the next guy's up. Now it's like, okay, you're noticing how these guys are getting up off the bottom off of half guard.
Yeah.
I did. I noticed, most people are noticing.
Yeah.
Okay, well, how are we going to shut that down? Right?
Yeah.
So go back and figure out what he's doing to coach it and teach it.
Yeah.
Now you have to go back to the drawing board and say, hey, this is probably what they're going to look for. Here's how we're going to have to look to adjust.
Yeah.
So, and I think those guys are smart enough to pick it up and try to make those adjustments.
Yeah. I just thought that was interesting. Like, his two guys have now done, I guess, had the best defense against Dagestanis.
Yeah. Did you see
recently?
Did you see the one where he said he'll corner Tom Aspinals versus John Jones?
I didn't see that
Because Gordon Ryan.
Yeah.
He was, if you guys
that's
Gordon
right.
Ryan
That's
in the
right.
corner,
That's right.
I'm in
Yeah,
Aspinals'
yeah.
corner. I was dying. Craig Jones again did a better job of promoting this last card than anybody.
Yeah. Dude, he's hilarious.
He's
so funny.
hilarious, bro.
He's so funny.
Like when I see Craig, I'm just like, I would love to party with this guy, but for like a few hours.
Yeah, no, I couldn't do it. I'm at an age now where I couldn't do it.
I could probably pack in like 3 hours and it'd be like a fucking college semester with Craig Jones.
I'd do an entire college semester from like 10 to 1 a.m. and then send me home.
That was fun, bro.
Yeah.
See you never.
I'm out. Never talk to me again.
Why do I have this tattoo?
Yeah.
I don't have any tattoos.
Straight up.
Thanks, Craig.
Are you, if they do Islam and Jack now, I'm so pissed that Jack won only for that reason. I wanted Ilya and Islam so bad.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Shit.
I just like, that fight doesn't even interest me, Islam and Jack.
Yeah.
And that's no disrespect to either guy. It's just, we've been like fed this story for, when did Ilya vacate? February? Whenever the Miami card was, March. We've been waiting for this story, and now it's like they dangled the carrot, and now it's like, nah, actually, here's Jack, Della, Maddalena, and Islam.
Yeah, I think Topuria and Islam was going to be like right around not as big as Conor and Khabib, but it was going to be big.
And it would have been, I think we talked about this, that's probably the greatest 3-fight stretch if Ilya were to have won.
Sure.
Volk, Max, Islam.
Couldn't agree more.
I mean, you're like in the Hall of Fame already.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Couldn't agree more.
So, and Charles is no slouch. Ilya and Charles will be great.
Yeah.
It'll be fun. But, man,
I
wanted that fight.
And I also do have you're jumping Sean Brady, you jump Ian Gary, you jump Shavkat, you jump the winner out of, and I don't think the winner out of Usman Buckley, I think if Buckley wins, he should get a title fight. I don't think Usman, other than resume, right? Like, and it's being Kamaru, I don't think you give him a title opportunity if he beats Buckley, but I think Buckley should get a title opportunity if he beat Usman.
Yeah, because that'll be like 7 in a row and
the welterweight
former
division.
champ. Yeah. That's an interesting fight.
Usman and Buck?
Yeah. I
got
just
Buckley.
Do you?
Yeah.
You think he wins, huh?
Mm-hmm.
You think he wins because it's like right place, right time in their careers?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, okay. I was gonna say because I like when I look at that fight, I'm like, Usman's like so many levels above this guy, but it is a timing thing. It's like where he is in his career, and Buckley's on the rise. So I get it. It.
It interests me in a five rounder.
Yeah.
But we've seen Buckley do what he like against Colby.
Yeah.
I don't know. I lean towards Buckley in that fight.
Yeah. Yeah. I might be down there actually for that. Are you?
I'll be there.
You got Mansoor, right?
Yep, Mansoor and Edmond.
And Edmond. Okay. Yeah. Yeah. Camille and I were just talking about that. She's like, you want to go to
Hot Atlanta?
Atlanta? I was like, I'd rather go to New Orleans because if I go back home, I can watch Poirier, my guy. I get to see all my friends and people in New Orleans and go to Mississippi.
Do both, bro.
Yeah, maybe. Atlanta's never done it for me. Huh?
So you have to ask your mom?
I had to ask my mom, yeah.
On,
Atlanta's never done it for me. I never, I've been there like a few times for fights and stuff, and I don't know. Like it's fun, but whatever. But you're there. My wife's there. Maybe I'll go. So, who would you like to see Jack fight? If it's not Islam, who gets the next title shot? Rematch Belal? Is it Shavkat?
I think Shavkat or Sean Brady to me.
Yeah. Weren't Shavkat and JDM scheduled at one point? I'm almost positive they were.
That makes sense.
Or maybe JDM and Brady were scheduled at one point. But he was scheduled with one of them at one point. I'm almost positive.
Topology.
I do. I have it. It looks like Brady in 2023. But I do remember Jack calling out Shavkat.
Be a great fight.
That would be fun. That would be fun.
Yeah, where's Shavkat at in this whole mix right now? Is he injured?
That's the word, apparently. Yeah, that's the word.
Okay, so let's play matchmaker. What do? Do you go Ian Gary, Sean Brady?
Yeah, but I don't want to see that. I think that's one-way traffic.
Yeah.
I don't, that doesn't, I mean, I guess you have to, but that to me, that's one-way traffic. I don't want to see that fight.
Ian
Brady,
Gary,
Shavkat.
Leon?
I'd watch that.
Okay.
I'd watch that. Leon needs a striker.
Sure.
I think he's
there's
due.
some history there.
Yeah. Is there?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, because Ian was in his gym, right?
Yeah.
Okay, fair enough. Yeah, like that. Brady Shavkat is, I'd watch that on pay-per-view. Like, that's a fight.
Yep.
That's a fucking banger. Yeah, maybe that's it.
How does Brady do versus Jack?
I think Brady beats Jack, too. I think Brady does, like you said against Leon, Brady does it better than Belal did. I think he implements what he wants to do.
I agree.
In that fight.
I agree. You know what? I was
not
surprised
that Jack can't wrestle, but
in the fight, Dean and I were kind of talking, and I was surprised Belal didn't go to the calf kick more.
because you thought Jack was heavy on his front leg?
And his front foot bladed to the inside off the orthodox and take away the jab.
Off of orthodox. Got it.
Try to take away the jab out with the calf kick. You know, kind of surprised he wasn't chopping that low calf.
Yeah. And then what do you think Belal does? Like, obviously he's going to want a rematch. They're definitely he's probably never fighting for a title again.
I think
Belal
waits for the Usman
Buckley
winner. And I think if it's Usman, that's an easy fight because of the heat behind it.
Yeah.
You know, I think those two fights.
I think win or lose, it's Usman next because of they've been talking.
Belal and Usman, win or lose?
I think win or lose, I do. Usman win or lose.
But we have an interesting matchup this week with this Morales kid too.
Yeah, he's fun, man.
Bro, he's a fucking beast.
He's fun.
So, I mean, now you got Prates, who just came off of a loss, who was kind of the dark horse of the division for a while. I mean, bro, this division's stacked.
Dude, 170 really is awesome.
We pull that up, Vic, the division. This division's fucking stacked. Now that we're talking about it, it's like, holy shit.
Yeah. By the way, who you like this weekend?
Fuck, man, I love Gilbert. That's my boy.
I know.
That's my boy.
So Morales?
I just hate, like, it's back to our thing. It's like, why are they doing this to these old dogs? You
know?
I hate calling Gilbert old because I've known Gilbert since he was like fucking 18.
Yeah. All right, where's
I'm rooting for Gilbert.
Where are we at?
Right
Second from the left. Okay, Brady's
number one.
Wait, go back up real quick. Oh, they haven't updated the. Okay, got it. Okay, so Brady's 1, Shavkat's 2, Leon 3, Kamaru Jack or Kamaru Belal.
I think this is all hindering on where Shavkat's at, injury wise, right?
Yeah, but look at that top 10. Go down, even the top 15. I forgot about MVP. He's still fucking there.
Fuck.
MVP protest next?
That'd be fun.
Yeah, I'd watch that.
It's a hell of a division, man.
Yeah. Look at Wonder Boy still there. Still holding it down.
All right, go to number 7. Let's see. Buckley and Kamaru are booked.
So
right?
7 and
Machado's
4.
nothing right now. Jack's now the champ. Shavkat, Sean Brady. Sean Brady won. I mean, dude.
I think Leon Gary makes a lot of sense.
Leon and Gary, that makes too much sense.
Yeah.
We got Usman and Buck already matched up. I feel like Belal fights the winner out of Buckley and Usman.
Yeah. But even if you're Buckley, like, damn, I got to win another one. You know what I mean?
I think after the fight Sean Brady had, and depending on his health, I think you give him Jack. Right?
You think he deserves it over Shavkat? I think Shavkat deserves it.
But where's he at? Is he hurt? Like, I don't know.
Yes. I'm saying if assuming
if
all
everything's
things equal. Yeah.
Shavkat over Sean?
Shavkat over Sean.
Brady beats all of them.
I don't think you're wrong. Him and Shavkat, I think, is the best fight in the division. I think those are the two best guys.
Brady and Shavkat?
Yes. That's in my opinion. I think Shavkat
Who fights Jack? Who do you got?
Turn your mic on.
Come on, Vic. Get your shit
Get
together.
your shit together,
My
dude.
bad. My
Christ,
bad. Y'all
man.
caught me off guard. I wasn't ready. I was thinking about other things.
Always on guard.
Who fights Jack next?
Who you think?
I think you give it to Brady, bro.
I'm biased though because I'm a fan of Brady,
Me too.
and then obviously I have a connection with him.
Oh yeah, your
through
brother makes his
Wuhan and all
shit.
that stuff,
Yeah, I
so-
forgot about that. Did you know that?
What?
His brother makes Brady's like rash guard and gear and all that stuff.
Well, there you go. Then we're going for
So
Brady.
obviously I got and we did a podcast with Fuel Hunt. They were great guys, and they sponsored Brady. So
All right.
and plus Brady's on savage.
Dude,
Yeah.
Brady's a beast.
I mean, the only reason I say Shavkat is undefeated. Hasn't lost, beat everybody in his path, done it all, fought Gary with a bum knee, you know what I mean? Like, won that fight, and took that on short notice because
Yeah.
Gary was supposed to fight Buckley, right? So that's the only thing. I'm not saying Brady's not deserving.
No,
I'm just
no,
saying
no,
that's the
no.
only reason
Yeah.
I think. But I think I'm with
Splitting
you.
hairs is 1A, 1B.
I think those two guys are the best in the division.
Yeah.
And I think whether they fight now or for the belt, they're going to fight 3 times.
Mm-hmm.
That's my opinion.
On a close fight like that, you can't give Belal an immediate rematch, right? I wouldn't imagine.
Nah, I've never been a big proponent of immediate rematches unless you've earned it.
Right.
Volks, Izzy's,
Yeah,
Max,
I've had
all that. Yeah,
9 title
7,
defenses.
6, 5,
Yeah.
whatever. But you defended the belt once.
He didn't
Nah.
defend it.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Even if you defend it once, even if you defend it twice, I'm like,
Yeah.
not really.
All right. So Belal fights the winner out of Buckley, Usman.
Yeah.
That's the fight we make.
Yeah. Think
You're
that
welcome,
makes
Sean
sense.
Shelby.
Think that makes sense. Yeah, interesting night, man. Interesting night of fights. The UFC fights have felt flat recently. That felt like a good night. This last Saturday,
Sure.
you know what I mean? Felt like a good night of exciting fights.
Yeah. I think I'm able to build some new names too.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, hopefully.
Especially for the female division, man.
Yeah.
You know,
And still, I'll tell you what, that girl is just so marketable. She's
Yeah.
beautiful. She can fight well.
Yeah.
She speaks good English, right? And she's bilingual. I'm
Yeah.
like bilingual. She can be a star.
Yeah,
If
I agree.
if she can get the title, they should strap a rocket to her
Yeah,
back.
I think the women kind of stole the card, to be
Yeah.
honest with you. And then
Yeah.
JDM, obviously, and the Bilal fight was insane. It
She
was a
speaks
great
English,
fight.
right? Or am I tripping? She's Natalia.
I don't know. I blacked out.
You were looking at her strong base.
But yeah, her
Yeah,
trunk.
her trunk. I thought she spoke English. Maybe I'm wrong, but she'll learn English. I'm sure, being in this sport. But yeah, to me, she was the standout of the whole card.
Yeah.
Like the way she fought. Obviously, like I said, good looking. She's got a personality. She's always smiling. It looks like
Yeah.
cheery and stuff. So, yeah, she's the star for sure. But all right, we don't gotta spend too much time on this. Good recap. Looking forward to the next couple weeks. Who is Newark, by the way? Who is that main event?
That is Marab and Sugar Sean.
And is there another fight on that card? Another title fight?
I had Johnny Walker, but we got moved to a main event that I can't announce yet.
Got it. See you in Azerbaijan.
No.
No, I'm just kidding. I'm just joking. That's the other title fight. Juliana Pena and Kayla Harrison. Yeah. Which will be what is this card? I'm sure we'll do this again in a couple weeks, but
Well, this week I got Arosa.
they rebooked this fight.
Yeah, they had to rebook it. Yeah.
Got it.
But
Okay.
I got Arosa this week. We got Myron and
Juicy
Mateus.
J.
Juicy J's back. So
Myron
this card
and Mateus?
Yep. So I think I got 3 in a row.
Oh, really?
Fuck. I just now I said that.
Rodolfo.
Okay,
Who the hell's
Myron-
Rodolfo Bellato?
Myron's fighting Sadiq.
Ooh.
Dustin, I'm not cornering, but he's one of our teammates. Julian, and then
Bro, that guy has the coolest name ever. Malik Kazawa.
Oh,
Malik Kazawa.
Mateus is not main card. He's a prelim. Okay, but it's still 3 in a row. All right,
Oh.
party.
Tisha Torres is back up there, huh? Thiago Moises, Jared Gordon.
That's a good fight.
Yeah. Some solid fights on this card.
So what is it? Start
So you
at
got-
1?
Yeah.
Prelim start at 1?
Looks like it, yeah. 10 a.m.? Oh, no, 1 p.m.
1 p.m.
Okay, PSD. I thought it was...
All right, cool. So
EST.
he'll be fighting at 3:30.
Who?
Mateus.
No. Prelims start at 1.
So-
He's the headliner.
Yes.
My bad.
So he'll probably be in
Yeah.
the cage at 3:30.
Yeah, you're right. I'll
Julian
shut
will
the
start
fuck
at 4:10.
And then
All
you're
right.
not doing Dustin.
Nope.
And
And then I'll have Myron and Sadiq.
yeah.
All
I
right.
like Sadiq. Sadiq's good, dude.
Sadiq's a really good guy, man. Fun
good fights.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Party.
Cool. Good luck this weekend.
Thank you, brother. Appreciate it.
And yeah, I'm sure we'll be back to do another breakdown and recap soon.
Yeah.
Cool. Sounds good. All right, that does it for another episode of Verse Us with Eric Nixick. Please make sure you like and subscribe on YouTube. Leave a comment below. Let us know who you want to see on the show or any questions you have for the show. Also, make sure you download the audio version of the podcast anywhere you listen to your podcast. Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Overwatch, all of them. Amazon Music, anywhere. And then also make sure you follow the show on social media at VSUS Pod across all platforms. For Eric, I'm Randy. We'll see you guys next time.